Hello, guys. Welcome to what I would consider my first kind of in-depth review for a video game. Um, you've heard my opinions on me nitpicking on stuff, but I haven't really gone into I feel depth about a game and really breaking down the game itself and kind of how it's flawed. I believe this video is going to come out in two parts. Um, this part's going to be me talking about how I don't like how the gameplay is and the general feeling of the game. Then the next part is probably going to be me going more into depth about the lore and how I feel the stuff coming out and kind of more like I would say like spoiler territory. Even though some of this stuff is spoiler territory, but I don't care about it. And honestly, you shouldn't either because it's a horrible thing. But yeah, as you can see by the title, Fallout 76. Oh boy, this is gonna be tough to try to keep this on track. I know a lot of people have already did their videos bashing on Fallout 76 and how it pretty much had a whole year of just horrible decision making and just a clusterfuck, to put it nicely, of just PR disasters. Um, and so I pretty much avoided Fallout 76 until like I poked my head out, going like Wastelanders looks cool, and then kind of saying like it's cool, but it's not really not there yet. And then I kind of poked my head back down, and it's like, okay, I don't want to do it. And then I heard about the Steel Dawn thing coming out, so I decided to poke my head out again, because hey, it's a Brotherhood of Steel, the noble assholes of the Fallout universe. Because they're assholes, but they're noble about it. Um, so seeing that, and we're actually going to include them in the game this time instead of them just like, well, they're all dead, um, like they had before. It piqued my interest. I will put that. Also hearing that Fallout 76 finally got on Game Pass for PC for free, that super piqued my interest because I didn't have to spend real money to get into it, so to speak. Um, Even though you can make the argument that you're paying for Game Pass, so technically you're paying for a subscription to be able to access it. Um, that is true, but at the same time, I don't feel like I paid for the game because I'm playing better games on Game Pass. While Fallout 76 is that thing I'm hating to play, but I'm still playing because for some reason I gotta grind and get this shit. Cause yay, it's just for some reason MMO mentality into me. But anyway, so let's get to this. Fallout 76 is mediocre at best. Good day, guys. Okay, review over. Yeah. Okay, besides that stupid joke, Fallout 76, even with its current stuff, is mediocre in terms of what you would expect from a Fallout games in terms of story, depth, you know, and just general mechanics. Um, if you do anything with the game from launch content, it is literally you just bashing your dick with a hammer, and it's not fun. It feels tedious at times, and it's just wham, wham, wham. Are you having fun yet? Wham, wham, and you honestly don't want to play it because what is it? Everything's robots. Everything's automated. There's no people around there whatsoever. You're just being told to go here, do this task, no interaction with anything else, and then you're done. Or go there, do this task, find out that you do the task, and after the task, grinding. To do what? To unlock stuff in the game. To do what? More grinding. For nothing. I swear, at one point in the game, I wanted to rip my hair out because they make you go through the experience of going through a DMV. Because you gotta go get a license to be able to unlock this area you need to go into. And they literally make it to where it is, and it is literally pull your hair out frustrating, like going to the actual DMV. And I can honestly say, going to the DMV is not an experience I want to have in my video games. Because nobody has a good time at the DMV. So why would you put something that nobody wants to be part of in your fucking game? And if you want to experience, please go ahead and do it. But it is literally you have to wait in line, activate a computer, wait for it to call your number, go to a robot, it tells you to do stuff, you have to run and go do the thing, come back to it where it tells you have to wait and go get a number again, then goes and tells you have to do something else, and then at one point in time they make a joke, I'm on a coffee break. And you're just sitting there going, fucking really? And that's the general experience of what you see in the Fallout 76 original content is you're just going fucking grilly. Like for example, the Enclave. You get into the Enclave by going through all this stuff, and it's like we got the missiles. So, you have to do it because it's what the game's revolved around. Because the whole purpose of it is you can launch nukes at people, and you can do this, and two of the bosses require you to fucking launch nukes in particular areas to be able to do shit. And so you go and you go there. It's like, I can finally do it. Nope, you don't have access. You need to go do this. So you go and do this boring mission. Then you come back. Nope, you need to. You're not like high enough rank in the military to do this. So what you need to do is go do events and stuff and get these special accommodations from us so you can go and unlock the thing so you can finally actually enjoy the shit that we have advertised the fucking game for. And if you think I'm sounding insane, it's because it's bullshit. It's literal grindy bullshit to prevent you from enjoying the game and making you have to increase your playtime. Again, pounding your dick with a hammer so you can expect to at least have some enjoyment later on. But the enjoyment doesn't come because when you start seeing the stuff, you start seeing that they're literally putting stuff in the game to make you purposely not be able to get what you want without spending days or weeks grinding for it. Like, oh look, there's mutations, and there's specific stuff for the that will allow you to keep the mutation permanently and like nullify the negative effects, such as adrenaline rush or marsupial. Which marsupial is cool because it increases your carry weight and allows you to jump higher, while like decreasing your intelligence a little bit. But in order to get the formula to be able to properly get the mutation you want and not be afraid of losing it or getting a mutation that you don't want, is you have to go and give them like 11,000 caps. Which some people may say that doesn't seem like a lot. It's a lot. Because guess what you can't do in this game? You can't vendor ammo. So you're running around with a bunch of ammo and just throwing it away for no reason unless you go to a person who has a particular thing from another expansion I'll get into later to be able to convert ammo. So let's say that you start doing the missions. Okay, so you do all the missions, then you have to start grinding the events to be able to get more money. But it's also throwing you other stuff. So, yay, I got all these guns, and I got all of this, and I got all of that. Well, no, hold it there, Buckaroo, because you can only sell so many so many caps worth of stuff per day. So, part of the stuff you're getting, you're either just throwing away because you can't do anything with it, and it's taking up storage space because you got a limited amount of storage space, so you might as well just, try to save it, or go opt in for Fallout first so you can get unlimited scrap and still be restricted by the same shit. But the stuff that weighs the most isn't going to weigh you down. So you're just either scrapping stuff, you're either scrapping or throwing away weapons for no reason whatsoever. If you're scrapping stuff, you're just adding weight to your bank. You're adding weight if you're not paying for Fallout first to a limited supply that you get of space in your storage. And if anybody's played a Fallout game, it's kind of a game where you're crafting stuff and you're breaking stuff down and you're kind of, needing that stuff or thinking you're needing it, so you're holding on to it. So if you're playing the game as most people play the game, you're screwed because you're holding on to additional weight that serves no purpose whatsoever, that you're hoping may come into hand later. That if you try to sell it, you can't really sell it because you're limited to how much you can sell of it per day. And if you try to vendor it to other players, the other players most likely are going through the same thing as you, so it's pointless to do that. So you're stuck with resources that you're either throwing away and going, oh god, I hope I don't keep these, or you're just being fucked by the weight. Getting off that subject, because that's a really horrible subject and a really terrible, terrible systems they put in to literally try to force you to do Fallout first. Because if you don't know what Fallout First does, is Fallout First gives you the ability to create another storage spot just specifically for junk, that you literally take all your junk and can put in there, and it doesn't have a limit for your junk and how much you can put in there. So you can literally play the game like you want to play the game and just scrap everything and just keep all your junk and all the crafting materials in one location and not be penalized for having crafting materials. That is the number one selling point of Fallout First, besides the fact that their servers are terrible at times, and you can get private servers so you can play with your friends. And sadly, I haven't been invited to a private server yet, which I'm pretty sure that your friends would also need Fallout First to play in with you. So good luck with that if you actually have enough 8 friends that want to play Fallout First. Because technically, the only thing I hear people use the Fallout First servers for is to guarantee they're getting stuff. Such as, if I need lead, I'm going to a Fallout First server if I have Fallout First and hitting up all the gyms in the area, so I know exactly, what I'm going to get and where I'm going to get it instead of having to search. Um, but let's go on about some story content. Some of the missions are horrible. Some of the missions are decent, but lead to what the fuck results. Um, for example, I'm gonna go into the fact that what I experienced is, and one of the reasons why it took me so long to get into the meat and potatoes of the game, as one of my friends told me, is at points in time it doesn't tell you which of your main quest will lead you to which content. It gets thrown at you like all at once, and there's no discernible difference between it. Such as the one of the biggest examples, which I'm still having to go through right now, is there was journals in the game before Wastelanders where it was the overseer like describing places, and it was like she was going around getting red, like she was going around visiting around the place and describing, what like somebody who grew up in that area who's seeing it like for the first time in 30 years after it's been changed, you know, doing that and kind of giving a general overall description of key places. Well, when Wastelanders came out, they didn't take away that journal quest, so you're going and doing the quest for the journals while at the same time doing the quest where you find the overseer. So for me, I was trying to figure out what quest was which, and I accidentally decided. No, actually, I wouldn't say accidentally. I decided without knowing to not do the main overseer quest that led into the Wastelanders content because I didn't know it led into that. So what I was trying to get to, I was avoiding without knowing. So a quest that's you're supposed to start at level 20, I think I started at level 35. So I was close to double the level that I was supposed to be when I wanted to do it. Um then it led to more tasks that literally felt as though it was. I don't like some people always say like in terms of Fallout games, it does feel like you're being sent out to do tasks, but they kind of hide it with stuff. You usually have a partner with you. You generally have other stuff with you. There's typically other stuff going on to divert you from from the fact that you're just literally an overglorified peon that's being told to go there and get whatever. In Fallout 76, multiple times, you are being told that, and it's so obvious because there's nothing to distract you. For example, if you're trying to get the Raiders and Wastelanders, the first thing you have to do is go visit Rose. And Rose is a terrible character. Her voice actress is awesome because she's Amethyst from Steven Universe. So, yay, you get Amethyst basically telling you to do shit. But her quests are terrible. It's go do this. Why can't I do it? I don't want to. Blah, 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 blah. Usually there's a particular reasoning. It's like, well, I need to stay here because if I leave here, this whole station would be like overran or we're being under attack, so I need to lead my people. There's easy ways that writers, while being kind of on the nose, can at least make it seem, acceptable. In Fallout 76, it's literally just I don't fucking care. So you do all her quest, and then you unlock the raiders. And it's like her thing was completely pointless because her only thing was to call the raider band leader for the group that you're going to interact with to the area to be like, "Oh, you're this guy, I think." you know, and then her radio is horrible. Um for the settlers, it's a little bit easier, but for some reason I think it's eh because the dude in charge of the settlers is a horribly like douchebag character. But so getting aside, you meet the people, you start unlocking their quest to be able to do stuff and be able to unlock their stuff. With the with the settlers, you do their stuff, and then with all the stuff, you do that. While if you did the quest with the overseer to begin with, and you unlocked at level 20, her quest is to basically meet the settlers and the to unlock the sellers and unlock the raiders to the point where you can do dailies for them and get done with their main stuff, so you can get ready to do what the thing that gets you into the end game of Wastelanders is. So you start to do that, and then you start realizing what it is. It's a cool concept. I'll openly admit it's a cool concept, but they do it so terribly bad. Is you find a gold vault, you find that there's a vault in Fallout, like in Fallout 76 in Appalachia, that is full of gold that was basically the whole US treasury. So your thing is to go and pick one side, and they're going to help you break into the thing and be able to get all the gold out, because it's supposed to be super high tech like vault. So the cool thing you can do is you can basically do the quest lines for each side up into the point where you say this is the side that I'm going to break into the vault with, because you can't do it with either. You can't do it with both, which kind of makes no sense, because I know they're not supposed to trust each other, but it's like, well, they're raiders. Oh, well, they're settlers. We hate you. We hate you. And it's like, I kind of want to say there's a median kind of working in the middle, and there's enough money on the line. Even enemies will work together. Um, but besides that, so you just pick whichever one you want, and it tells you right there, if you're on the other quest line, you're instantly gonna fail. So for me, I chose the sellers because the faction I wanted to go with was the raiders, because they have the gun when they're fully unlocked, um, and their like reputation I can get. While the settlers you start off with a higher rep in general with them, and basically it'll make sense later. What I was wanting to do, that extra rep did it, like, made up for what the rep I was going to lose. Plus also on top of that, it kind of feels cooler because like there's stuff with like a giant digging machine, and also you get, apparently, if you go with the settlers, like, I think over 20, like, I want to say like over a week's worth of grinding of like gold bullion, which is the Wastelanders in-game currency, for free. So screw it, I'm getting free stuff, and I don't feel bad for what I was going to do at the end. So you go and do it. And it's a fun mission. I'll openly say it's a fun mission. You're breaking into a vault. There's turrets. You're blasting stuff. You're discovering new stuff. Like what happened with the vault? Like, they had a reactor leak and they had to shut down the whole stuff. And their people are turning into ghouls. And one of them is a ghoul, but he's not a feral ghoul. So you have to go around there and you're resetting stuff and you're helping them out. And then they basically tell you, it's like, yeah, what you got isn't even close to what we have, so fuck you, you can have it. But we're also going to do this. We're going to regulate the currency. Because, yeah, gold should be the currency, but we're regulating it. And it's hard to describe the quest because it's a long, complicated quest with a lot of stuff in it. And I'm just going over like the points I can like remember from it. It's a very cool quest with that. Um, I wish I could have done on the Raider side. If you want to see it, you could probably look up videos because people have actually did it. I've seen a couple videos of it, people doing the Raiders one, because I was looking at like the Raider side of it. But at the end, it does there's a choice between keeping your word and you're getting rep, but you're only getting half the gold bullion that you collected in general. So at the very beginning, when you get in there, you collect 1,000 gold bullion, which is enough to on which is I want to say 3 or 4 days worth of grinding if you're also cashing in the caps to get the other stuff. Because each week you can get 300 gold bullion if you catch in a total of 6,000 caps. Um, while on top of that, you're earning 200 per day off doing quest. So that's around if you catch into 6,000 right at the beginning, that's 300. 1 day's 500. 2 days is 300. You can do the math. Um, so you're getting a lot per like at the very beginning, which is enough to buy a decent piece of armor right from the beginning to buy one of the armor plans. So if you keep your word, you collect reputation, and they get 500, you get 500. You can get less reputation but split between both sides by splitting their by keeping your 500 but splitting their like half of it between they this on one side gets 250, the other side gets 250, but both get reputation but it's a lot lower. Or you can be that dick and keep all the gold bullion and take a huge reputation hit, which is what I did because I don't care about the settlers. From my experience, heavy weapons is so much fun in the game because this is the first game that in the Fallout series that made me want to do heavy weapons. And the sellers don't give you heavy weapons; the raiders do. So I can fuck over the settlers, get as much gold bullion as I want, get the plan, and still not affect me getting my gun that much. But the game has the balls with the writing to make the leader of the settlers, who during the quest did nothing, absolutely fucking nothing at all, act mad when you're not giving him his half of the reward. While the two people that were assigned to you during the quest that did all the stuff beside you, which I gotta say was kind of cool having other NPCs beside you doing shit. That was cool because that's like the first time in that game in Fallout 76 that actually happened. Um, he throws a little hissy fit and it's like, roar, and it's like the whole time I was just like, you didn't do shit. Why do you deserve this? Because you told me to. Because oh wait, I forgot. You went and told me to go to a location so I could go and do tasks to make people come and help us. So literally, you're demanding a finder's fee. No, not even a finder's fee, because I'm the one who went to you for the task. You're demanding a fee of half my shit so other people can come and help me. And at that point, I'm just like, no, it's shit. So you get done with it. You find the end stuff, um, which I will start saying you can expect me to this to be part of the rant in the next one. Um, it's Secret Service, um, like special Secret Service stuff for the like for Secret Service only, where they got their own like body armor and their own set of power armor, which is the best in the game. Um, the previous best was the previous best were Brotherhood of Steel heavy um combat armor, because for some reason whenever you put the Brotherhood of Steel version of the heavy combat armor, it beats everything else out and it goes to level 50, unlike what was supposed to be what people were claiming was supposed to be before then the best armor, the marine armor, which only goes to 45. So once you get the heavy armor for Brotherhood of Steel heavy armor, heavy combat armor, it completely destroys the marine armor. But then when they did um the daily ops, you had a chance to unlock plans for, I believe it's Brotherhood of Steel Scout armor, which is better than the Brotherhood of Steel heavy combat armor. And then with the Secret Service armor, it's clearly better than that. Okay, so you set tiers of armor. But what does the armor serve you if there's no fucking point of it besides I get to do the same stuff I did before faster. You didn't add in-game content, you added a grind for in-game that serves no purpose. And this is going to be the last thing because I'm going on 30 minutes of it. Is there's grinding gains for stuff because it allows you to do stuff better or do stuff faster that gives you other rewards that feels beneficial, such as in World of Warcraft. Yes, I'm grinding for in-game, and in-game can be pointless, but there's a benefit to what that in-game content is, such as I'm grinding for raid armor. So why? So I can start doing the raids. And there's higher level difficulties to that raid. So while you're still doing the same raid, it's different abilities popping off. It's different levels popping off. It's different this and that popping off. The bosses have higher health. There's different mechanics. You need multiple tank. In 25 man, you need multiple tanks, multiple healers. So you're all having to deal with a lot more stuff. That's why you need the better armor. In Fallout 76, it's you're dealing with the same stuff. It doesn't get stronger. It doesn't get more effective for the enemies that you're having to face. So it's I'm getting stuff to kill them faster for nothing. There's no benefit. There's nothing for it. At least in World of Warcraft when I did PvP, you know, hey, when I was grinding in the regular PvP earning honor points, I was getting ready to go into arena. When I went into arena, it's because when I started doing arena stuff, there was stuff with ranks that you can get rewards for, and then once you get that, you can get a sword. So why? You can start being more competitive. There's no point to be competitive in Fallout 76. Do people PvP? I haven't seen a single PvP thing ever. The Scorch Beach, everybody knows Scorch Beach is coming because it literally gives you a thing and you check your map and you go, oh, somebody's doing Scorch Beach. And the whole server just sits on that one spot. Is it cool to kind of see, the Scorch Beach queen get down in like a minute? Yeah. But it's like, what's the purpose of downing it in a minute? So you can go back and start playing the piece of shit game again? Yeah, there's no purpose of it. There's literally no end game. Um, I said that was going to be the end, but Brotherhood is still on. The expansion is doing the same exact thing, and I recently just got done with it. I think yesterday or today. Um, and there's supposed to be more content coming, but you can easily see what they're going to try to do from a mile away. And I feel like it's going to be the same thing as my problems with Wastelanders was. Um where it's clearly they're going to split the Brotherhood of Steel faction, kind of like how they did in Fallout 3, where it's the we had to help everybody and be goody two shoes, yada yada yada. Yay, we're lawful good paladins who had to help the poor, and type of thing, versus the yeah, we're here to make sure people aren't stupid and we're protecting their shit. Again, Brotherhood is still are assholes, but they're noble assholes, basically, whose basic goal from the beginning was humanity can't be trusted with advanced technology. We can be trusted with advanced technology because we're the ones trained on the advanced technology, and we're not going to be the ones that are going to be pushing the button again, and we're making sure other people can't push that button to destroy the world. And if this stuff gets into the wrong hands, such as they knew, if you know, they knew about the Enclave and they knew all that stuff was going to go down, and that's why they split from the U.S. military to begin with, is they're making sure that technology isn't getting into the wrong hands or the hands of people who will misuse it and cause this shit to happen again. That is the Brotherhood of Steel's goal, and that's why some people, and I know, and some people say, "What about Fallout 3?" Is some people, a lot of die-hard Fallout fans, kind of like the twist to it, but at the same time, they said no. The Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 3 that they present as the Brotherhood of Steel is not the Brotherhood of Steel. The outcasts are the Brotherhood of Steel, and they basically made the Lions group poster boys for their new thing because everybody likes the good guy. You can't really get behind the good guy because Brotherhood is still, if they're kind of if they're douchebags, people won't want to get behind them, but they look cool because of the armor. So it's clearly going that route. And if Wastelanders has anything for it, it's not going to mean anything because you're still going to be able to do both factions and still be able to interact with both factions with no negative consequences for it. Which is what I hate about factions in general is I can be part of every faction in Fallout 76 and no negative consequences. I can be part of the Brotherhood of Steel. I can be part of the Enclave, even though that's supposed to be literally no. Because if a member of the Brotherhood of Steel finds out you're a member of the Enclave, they'll kill you. If a member of the Enclave finds out you're a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, they'll kill you because they're rival factions. Same thing with the Settlers versus the Raiders. Raiders and Settlers don't get along because Raiders are about chaos and just taking shit, while the Settlers are trying to basically restart, it's like governments and being able to like rebuild and have order so it doesn't clash. So the fact that you have one group and the other group and they're not caring about you interacting and benefiting the other group makes no damn sense. But I've almost ran for 40 minutes on this, and I can go a lot more, but I don't want to make an hour-long video on this in general. um be prepared for part 2, which I am going to go into depth about a lot more stuff and kind of go into more of my nitpicking. But to wrap this up, Fallout 76, I wouldn't really suggest it if you have to pay full price for it. Maybe if you paid like $9-10 for it or got off season pass for free, it's worth looking at. But don't expect an actual good game out of it. You'll have some enjoyment, but then you'll quickly start realizing the bullshit that it is.